Recording in progress.
Hello, good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure being on the call this night. This program is powered by Healthy Race Ministry International, and it is called Great Life with Dr. Afoma. Great Life airs every Sunday evening by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Happy New Year. I sincerely thank you. For 172 times you have helped us, you have been with us, you have not allowed us to sorrow or to be overtaken. Father, we are grateful. Today, we are starting on a fresh note in 2023. Thank you for what you have done for the people that did Uncooked Food Challenge. They exceeded the bar. Many of them are still doing it. For all those, I'm grateful because people are beginning to take responsibility for their health. They know that their health is their responsibility, not the responsibility of a doctor or a nurse or husband or wife. Everybody's. Please, if you can, good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. If you can please hear me and you can see me, please can you type one on the chat room? Okay. Can you type one if you can hear me? And okay. Thank you so very much. I pray that the prayers I made was also recorded because I found out that the network went off. Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's great, with great joy in my heart, I welcome you again to Great Life with Dr. Afoma. Great Life is a program of Healthy Race Ministry International, and Healthy Race is the ministry God gave Dr. Afoma in the year 2017, and she has been running with the program. My name is Dr. Afoma Dr.Favour. I am not a medical doctor. I have a PhD in guidance and counseling 12 years ago from the University of Lagos. And in 2017, the Lord called me to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And he mandated me to be a voice, to lend my voice to that of others in ensuring that his people are living healthily and they know what to do. Because the Bible said that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So when light comes, darkness disappears. When light comes, ignorance goes away. So I sincerely thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure having you, and it's my desire that you learn one or two things tonight. Tonight, we are going to, this is our episode 172. On the 80th day of January, I began this year, but I was in the village. The network wasn't friendly. So I couldn't do it again. So today I welcome you. I thank you for joining me. We have 14 participants. Thank you for joining me. Obiwos is here. Samuel Opale is here. My eldest brother is here. Elder Chukwuemeka Michael is here. MAD is here. Catherine Umeke is here. Chi Trust is here. Irene Ifejika, Njide Kopara, Nkiru Ezeunwa. And let me get the others from my phone. So I sincerely thank you for joining. Nkiru Ezeunwa, Uchenna Chukwudum. Chizi is also here. Let me make some people co-hosts so that they can help me to manage this meeting. So thank you and Happy New Year. Many of you are seeing me for the first time. Many are wondering, how is she? You see that I am fine. And God is really, really God in my life and in my situation. My assurance to you is that it will end in praise. Thank you so very much. Black Diamond Marian Ilora is also here. Thank you, sis, for joining. Tonight, I'm going to talk to us about the need for us to live healthily and for us to take charge and control of our health. Your health is your 100% responsibility. And when you are healthy, you know, because you'll be happier. I have not seen a sick person that is happy. I've not seen such a person. When you are happy, when you are healthy, you know it. And it shows in your body. Your skin will show it. Your urine will show it. Your poo-poo will show it. Your relationship with people will show it. The way you respond and react to issues, they are all indicators that you are living a healthy life. So if you are joining me for the first time or you have joined before, today is our episode 172. The Lord told me to begin this program on the 22nd day of September 2019. The whole of 2020, I ran with this program, the whole of 2021, the whole of 2022. And here are we. Here we are in 2023. And my prayer is that the comforts of spirit God gave me, the health that I enjoy, you also will enjoy it. This program airs every Sunday evening by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Let me do another check before I take off. If you can hear me clearly and you can see me, please can you indicate by typing a 2 on the chat box. Thank you so very much for joining. Please ensure that the people's minds are not up so that they don't distract us. Yes, today is the 5th day of February 2023, and of a truth, God has been so good to me. God has helped me in difficult times, which I will share the testimony later. But for those of you that are prayed with me, you stood by me, you may not be calling me, but you are there for me. I sincerely appreciate that, and I want to tell you that God is with me, and I'm fine. If you look at me, you see that I'm fine. So thank you so very much. I appreciate all the love, all the concern. People that call me, I told them to stop calling me. It's not out of pride, is because I'm safeguarding my mental health. Because once your mental health is not corrupted, you can manage your health. Tonight, and I want to tell us also that you can watch my previous episodes on my YouTube channel. My daughter helped me because what really happened shortly before December, the Zoom began to send me messages that have exceeded my storage capacity. And this Zoom ID was basically, I basically got it for this program, but somehow we use it for my business programs and the storage was exceeded. And they began to, they began to remind me, you have exceeded it, we'll disable it. And then I told my daughter, because she is good in some things that has to do with IT. Excuse me. So she told me, Mom, let's move all your videos to YouTube so that we don't lose them. And of a truth, yesterday I listened to myself on YouTube and I was amazed. I love it. I was listening to me. It was something else. I loved it. The day we discussed about wickedness, how people unleash wickedness on others. I listened to myself yesterday, because yesterday she was able to move all of them. She said, Mommy, if we don't move it to YouTube, we lose the videos. So she did that and deleted all of them. That's why I could record. So I sincerely thank you. If you are here, you have my YouTube channel, you can share it so that people can see it and they can subscribe. I am not there on YouTube to make money. People will say, too much money, this, that. I'm there to fulfill purpose. Because last year, before we came into this year, last year I was communing with God. And the Lord told me, Afoma, you have to come up. You have to be more your business. I want wellness. Please let the people that their mics are on, please, can you help me? So he said to me, you can push this health and wellness, because on the 14th day of June last year, I lost my elder sister, and that death could be avoided. It's an avoidable death. I tell you the truth, it could have been avoided. And I thought I did my best, but when your best is not enough. And on the 5th of January, we laid her to rest. And she's the #1 advocate, my #1 fan on health and wellness. But along the line, the zeal was removed. I tell people, when enthusiasm is not in a thing, that thing is as good as dead. That's why I told myself, I must come in this year with a whole lot. Let people know what they don't know, because what you don't know may be killing you. People may be doing certain things, certain ways, without knowing why they are sick. I know somebody that she like that, my sister, she doesn't like to drink water. If you hate to drink water, you are beckoning on the grave. You must learn. There are certain things you must learn by way of preserving your life. Let me share an experience with us this evening. I've finished preparing to be here. So I needed to get this torchlight. And the room where I kept it was dark. I just put one light on somewhere. I was trying to look for it on the bed because I knew I brought it. I couldn't get it. But the moment I put on the light, everywhere was lighted and I saw it. You know what the Lord told me? Light dispels darkness. Light dispels ignorance. Light dispels so many things. So the light you get from this program will help you to know that you can live a great life and you can live healthily. When people saw the video I posted on the 1st, when I resumed my exercise, somebody told me, you're looking so tuned and you're looking so fresh. It's as if you've traveled overseas and came back. I say, I tell people, you may not have the money to go to overseas, but if you have money to go to the village to enjoy fresh air, you can do that. The only challenge we have now, which God will help us very soon, is of insecurity. Because you go there, you sleep, no too much noise, no fumes. Every time there is outage in your neighborhood and everybody puts their generator on, you are in trouble. Because the fumes coming from the generators, they are entering your houses. You want to know whether what I'm saying is true, just take a clean handkerchief, put a little water on it, smear it on the blind, on the mosquito blinds in your house. It will amaze you what you inhale without knowing. So I sincerely thank you for joining me. My name once again is Dr. Afoma Favour. I am not a medical doctor. I have a PhD in guidance and counseling with psychology from the University of Lagos 12 years ago. And by God's grace, I'm called to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And this program airs every Sunday evening Nigerian time. If it will not hold, I always like to make an announcement before that, before the time. So those of you that are with me, I thank you. I bless God for your lives because you have shown me that it is possible, it's achievable. Together we can. It's not a showman's show. Because when people begin to take responsibility for their health, when people begin to do things without pushing them, you know they have come of age. So those of you, somebody's, okay. Those of you that did our Uncooked Food Challenge, please, if you did Uncooked Food Challenge, can you indicate by typing in the chat box, I did. Uncooked Food Challenge was a program God gave me on the 1st of May, 2018. This program, good. Irene John Ifejika did. Njideka Obala did. Nkiru Ezenwa did. Njideka is reaching us from Denmark. Chitros did. Afoma Moneke did. Obiumosu did. They are reaching us from different nations and different states in Nigeria. So it's not a program to be one-sided or somewhere. When God called me to this ministry, I tried to get people and we began to pray. The Lord told me, it is good that you are doing that, but it's a virtual ministry. It's a ministry that that I will take you all over the world. People all over the world will key into it and their lives will change. Because I want to tell you, God does not test us with sickness. Sickness is not of God. Some people will say, hey, God wants to test us. He doesn't. Satan came because God said, I will heal you. I will heal you. And his desire is for us to be healthy. So today we are going to start from the base so that the people that are joining us for the first time, they will know of a truth that God is interested in their well-being. God does not glory when you are sick, when you are weakly, when you get up in the morning, instead of being filled with energy, you are tired. You are tired to your bones. You are working, you are not working well. You are yawning, showing that something is not right somewhere. So I want to tell us that in health and wellness, according to one of my mentors, but the major mentor I have outside the Holy Spirit of God, Reverend Tony Akinyemi, he told us that there are 3 models in health and wellness. 3 models. Number 1 model is disease prevention. Number 2, disease management. And number 3, disease reversal. Please, I would like you, when you come to Great Life with Dr. Afoma, you come with your pen and your biro. It's not an entertainment, it's a teaching program so that you can recall and then you can watch it later. Number 1 is disease prevention. Number 2, disease management. Number 3, disease reversal. You know, diseases can be reversed. I have seen people with stage 4 cancer cleared. How? By the supernatural power of God. I've seen it happen. I've seen damaged kidneys replaced. I've seen a woman with no fallopian tube give birth. I've seen somebody that was blind see, like the retina, they said the retina detached, the corneal this, corneal that. At the end of the day, the person is seeing. So these 3 models, I want us to focus our attention on disease prevention, because that's where my ministry fell into. Because when God called me to this ministry in 2017, I agitated. I said, how can I begin to compete with doctors? And the Lord said to me, don't have any business with doctors. Just tell the people what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. And then when they fail to do what you ask them to do and they get sick, let them visit the doctor. I will tell you why disease prevention is better than disease management. Doctors manage disease. No doctor cures disease. I was reading a book recently. That book is I Am Because We Are. That's the title of the book, I Am Because We Are. That's the life history of Dora Akonele. You know Dora Akonele of NAFDAC. Yes.
Recording in progress.
Yes. The network threw me out, so I was trying to use my phone as a backup. So I was reading that book, and I came to the point where the younger sister died because of fake drug they gave her. Because she told, in that book, the mother, I'm sure that book is good to read about people's lives so that you appreciate how far God has brought them. So in the place, before she even told us how she came to be that DJ of NAFDAC, how Obasanjo called her, but I'm not going into that. I'm going to the area that concerns us, and that area is about health, something that has to do with health. Please let me do a quick check. If you can hear me, now that the network threw me back, if you can hear me, please can you type 3 on the chat box, please? If you can hear me, just quickly type 3 so that. So she said that the younger sister was diagnosed with diabetes when she was young, I think around 8 years or so. So they managed her until she graduated from the university. And then she had a crisis. And they gave her insulin because they were giving her insulin, and it was a fake insulin. And the moment they gave her that insulin, she started scratching the buttocks because they didn't know what was inside of it. And by the time you knew it, the doctors came, they were saying, what happened? They were trying to flush it out. She said before the nurses could come the next morning, this girl died in her hands. So that was the fury that she that was in her.
Sorry, we forgot to name her.
Please meet this person. When she fought fake drug, counterfeit drug dealers. So you see, that drug, you are putting your hope in that it will cure you. Let me be honest with us. The drugs don't cure. They just suppress the symptoms. You know what cures? Your body cures itself. Because God put in the body the mechanism that will cure itself. Have you not seen when you have a cut in your hand, you don't need to go to hospital, but after some time, you see that it heals. And you didn't pay any attention. So what heals it? Your body. That's the reason why you should make sure what you put is. Can you meet this person? Remove the person.
Sorry.
Thank you. So in 2023, I want to bring you to a point where you take responsibility for your health. If you're happy, you are responsible for being happy. If you're sad, circumstances may come, but your reactions to them will determine whether they will bring you down or whether they will take you up. If you are hearing me clearly, please, this night, I thank you so very much for making out time to join me. My name once again is Dr.Favour Afoma Molisa. And the program is Great Life with Dr. Afoma, because in the year 2019, the Lord told me on 22nd day of September, go on air with this program. I said, what do I call it? He said, name it Great Life with Dr. Afoma, and I declare to you that you can live a great life. Great life is possible. I tell you the truth. You can live a great life. I am living a great life. Great life does not consist of you having all the dollars, all the pounds, or all the naira. No. It's you being in charge of your health, emotionally, psychologically, physically. You are in charge and you are in control. I'll share a brief testimony and then I will continue from why disease prevention is better. In 2013, here in the city of Lagos, I had crisis in my health, and my blood pressure for the first time began to go beyond 120 to 130, 140, 152. I ran to the hospital, and from the general hospital, I was referred to a tertiary hospital. Just 1 minute. I went to a general hospital here in Lagos, and the doctor that examined me, in short, the nurse that took my vitals, asked me, "Ma, what is your problem? Why you are so beautiful to have this kind of issue?" I just smiled. I shook my head. After taking my vitals, it was my turn to see a doctor, and the doctor sent me to go and do chest X-ray. When the X-ray came back with the film, I brought it in an envelope like this. The doctor brought it out, looked at it, and she exclaimed, "Your heart is enlarged." And she told me, "I have to send you back to do another test, ECG." That ECG, when you want to do it, you do it stark naked. They will just cover your reproductive area because they will fix tubes. They want to get the rhythm of your heart and see how it goes. So I went back and I did that. When she saw it, she told me, "Ma, I can't interpret this result because I'm not a cardiologist. You need to go and see a specialist at LUT." LUT is Lagos University Teaching Hospital. It's also here in Lagos State. So I went with the referral letter and I met a cardiologist. And that day, it was the cardiology department is an outpatient department. So they see people Tuesdays and Fridays. So I went on I think on a Friday. And when it was my turn to see me, she ordered for a fresh ECG to be done in the hospital, that LUT, because the other doctor told me to go there with all the receipts and all the results so that it will be easy to compare. So when it was my turn, before I came in, she has already studied my file. And then when the result came, she was holding the two results like this. The way I'm holding these two diaries now. She will read this, she will read this, she will read this, she will read this. So the question she asked me, she said, "Dr. Molisa, why do you want to die?" I said, "Me, die." I shook my head. I said, "No, I don't want to die." He said, "But the result before me, if you don't do something drastic, you will be on this BP drug for the rest of your life. I tell you, you can reverse disease by the way." So she sat me down, went through all my test results, and she asked me, "What's your area?" She thought I was a medical doctor, or I'm a medical doctor. I told her, "No, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm an academic doctor." She said, "You sabi book now. Why you go to do like this?" I was lost, but I needed help. She said to me, "Do you want to do what I will ask you to do now, or you want to be on this BP drug for the rest of your life?" I said, "Ma, please, I don't want to be on this BP drug." The first shocker she gave me was that drugs don't cure. I said, you say what? It's a potential poison. I just leaned like this. She said, yes, pay attention. She told me, you want to continue with the drug or you want to stop this medication? I said, please, I want to stop it. She said, yeah, pay attention. So I will tell us what she told me and the reason why in 2023, you have to be very, very intentional. You know, when I use the word intentional, people may think it has to do with Dr.Favour. You have to be intentional. She told me, first and foremost, you have to make up your mind to live a healthy life. There are many things you need to put into your life, and there are many things you need to take out of your life. And that's with, before I share that story, let me continue from the 3 models of health. Number 1 model is disease prevention. Number 2, disease management. And number 3, disease reversal. My ministry fell into the first one, disease prevention. Disease prevention is a possibility. Most diseases are largely preventable. Most diseases are largely preventable. To prevent disease, there are 2 things you must do. Just 2, not more than 2. 2 things you must do. Number 1, you will stop doing something. Number 2, you will start doing something. You stop, you start. These are the only things. So she told me an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. She said to me, Dr. Molisa, you want me to help you? I said, please, I need your help. She said, first and foremost, determine to be in charge of your health. Don't give your health over to a doctor to manage. Because the doctor that you are giving your health to manage, you don't even know the ailments he or she is battling with. So number 1 thing you need to do in 2023, if you are listening to me, is to be your own doctor. Be your own doctor. Be intentional about your health. When you have breakout, check what brought the breakout. When you don't sleep well, don't wish it away. Because Dora even said in that her book that because of her life, she has been taking Valium. This something she will take to sleep. If you are taking any medication before you sleep, please pay attention. You need help. Sleep is given by God freely, and you're supposed to sleep. If you are getting value from what I'm sharing with us tonight, please can you indicate by typing a 5 on the chat box. Once again, I welcome you sincerely to 2023. My name is Dr.Favour Afoma Chukwumolisa. And by God's grace, God has given me this assignment, it's a mandate. And by God's grace, I made up my mind that I will pursue it vigorously because people shouldn't die before their time. I lost my sister, and that death could have been preventable. It could have been prevented. So tonight, the cardiologist told me there are things you will stop doing and there are things you will start doing. What are the things she said I must stop doing with immediate effect? She told me, you stop using seasonings to cook. I was shocked. I said, but the soup or the stew will not taste well. He said, when your mother, your grandmother, do they use seasonings to cook? But their soups and soups taste well. She told me, stop using seasonings to cook. Use ogiri, use iru, use dawadawa, use ginger, use turmeric, use garlic, use cinnamon. I was hearing those things for the first time from this woman, except from ginger and garlic. She told me, ensure that you watch the triggers. Before this thing happened to you, there was a time you were tired or you had headache. Your body was yearning for it to rest. but you push that body. If you don't study your body will cave in. She told me, begin to study. Before anybody collapses anywhere, that person's body must have given that person signs over and over. One day I was going to one wedding. My second son was driving me. We were just coming at the Third Mainland Bridge. We took Ikoyi Bridge. We were following a Pathfinder Jeep. All of a sudden, what we had in front of us, whoa, the woman hit one big pillar. So my son drove past. I said, no. Say, don't drive. And say, woman, drop, stop. So he came back. I went and I tapped the door to make sure she's alive. She looked. I said, open the door. She opened the door. I told her to come down. She said that her right leg, the leg that was on the accelerator, something has happened to it, that she can't move it. So she held me and said, please help me. I asked her, where are you going to? She said she was going to her tailor's house, that she was coming from a night prayer. And the Holy Spirit, she was feeling weak and tired. The Holy Spirit told her to go home and rest for 30 minutes. But she said she needed to get her clothes from the tailor because she had a wedding. And she ignored the voice of the Holy Spirit. And she ended up there. I was there until the husband was so disorganized that I was calling the man, this is where we are. The man with, Lagos now, if you pass any bridge, you're on your own. The man went and be turning, he will go to Marina, turn and come back, go again. I asked her, please, can you give me, do you have anybody around mainland here? She said, yes, the brother lives in Lekki, at Lekki. So I said, give me his number. So I called the brother. I said, so is your sister. Can you speak with her? She spoke with her. I said, I will be there, because the woman held me like this and said, don't go, please. I beg you, don't go. So I was there until the brother even came before the husband. Do you know that 30 minutes of rest, she entered theater because that leg was broken. By the time we wanted to bring her out, we found out that she couldn't use that leg. So you see, if your instinct, let me call it instinct now, is telling you to rest, no matter how important that training or that meeting is, excuse me, stay back. She said, if I had gone home, this would not have happened. The next day, they took her to Iwobi that night. The next day, they wheeled her to the theater. She had a surgery. That wedding, did she go to that wedding? That clothes, she was rushing to the tailor's house. Did she get the clothes? She had pains and she spent money. So, question is, why must we focus on disease prevention? Why? Number one, the benefits of disease prevention far outweigh those of disease management and reversal. Disease management is when you're already sick. Disease reversal is when you are at the hand of God. And it is your faith or the faith of whoever that is helping you that will help you at that point. So instead of getting to that extent, why don't you prevent disease and live well? What are the benefits? Number one, disease prevention is always the best because it is cheaper to prevent disease. It is cheaper. Number two, it is easier to prevent disease. Number three, it does not leave a scar. It doesn't leave a scar. Number four, it saves time. Number five, it is painless. That woman suffered pain because when I told her to come, she said, sis, she pointed at the leg, said this leg has issue. Number six, it is risk-free. There is no risk attached to it. And then number seven, it is stress-free. It is stress-free. Now, one man of God said, it is a sin to be sick if you could be well. I want you, looking at me, you see in 2023, Be intentional. Be very intentional. People will not tell you what to eat because you know what to do. I tell people, if you know, I don't know how many of you saw it on my post. Onyeko went at 71, standing erect. There's a woman from my town. 3 years ago, she marked her 90th birthday, 90. This woman carried chalice. Those of us that are Catholics, you know, when you go for Thanksgiving, they give you that, that communion cup to bring. If you see this woman's gele, yeah. If you see how she was walking majestically, I told them that I must age well. I don't want to age back. You are walking, you are doing like, no. I must age well. Tell yourself to, I must age well. Because what you say into your ear is what becomes your outcome. So to prevent disease, what do we need to do? You must stop doing whatever that can cause or initiate the disease process. Diseases don't usually come. There are initiators. There are things that you allowed. Maybe you didn't sleep when you're supposed to sleep. Maybe you were angry overly, but it begins to affect your psyche. Maybe you are so fearful. You know, courage is not being greedy. Courage is quietness in the midst of trials and tribulations. That's what it's courage. You are calm. Even the Bible said it. In quietness shall your strength be. If you are joining me for the first time, you are listening to Dr. Afoma and the program is Great Life with Dr. Afoma. And Great Life airs every Sunday evening by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. We have a WhatsApp group for the people that are members of this. We call them the Healthy Race Ambassadors. How do you join our group? Simple. You just do Uncle Food Challenge for 3 days on your own or with us. We ended this today. We started, some people started last Sunday, they ended today, and some ended 3 days. A woman pushed it to 7 days. She pushed it to 7 days. You can live well. You can live above the circumstances. You can be a master of situations and conditions. The cardiologist told me, jettison salt. You see this white flowing salt that is as white as this. As white as this. They don't have any nutritional value because they have been bleached. They have been bastardized. Before they get to that point where they are that white, they have lost everything. The only thing there is the saltiness, or how do I call it? But they don't have any nutritional value. And you know what they do to you? You know what they do to you? They destroy your heart. She told me the heart produces 2 things. Number 1 thing the heart produces is potassium and sodium. And that salt is sodium. Anytime you take up anything from any supermarket, please read the label. Anytime you see sodium, S-O-D-I-U-M, it's talking about salt. They will not tell you it's salt. All these white flowing salts, they are not good for your health. And if you have salt on your dining table, you know you shake, you are injuring your heart. She told me the heart produces 2 things, potassium and sodium. And anytime, look at my hand. She used her hand like this. She said, anytime the sodium intake is higher than the potassium, this way, you begin to have hypertension. This woman that talked to me is Dr. Adegoke, a cardiologist in heart affairs, University of Lagos University Teaching Hospital. She told me when the potassium is low, you have high blood pressure. When they are balanced this way, your blood pressure gets normal. You know, in health and wellness, there is what we call balance, equilibrium. balance. Balance. It's about balance. One must not be higher than the other. She told me if they bring high blood pressure patients into the hospital and they need to admit them, she told me what they do to such people. They write on their files, because the cook, the dietitians will come and talk with them. They expunge salts from those people's diet. They eat what we call saltless food. If you are having high blood pressure, as I speak to you in 2023, and you want to know whether what I'm telling you is real or not, jettison salt from your diet. Cook without salt. You know what you put more in your food? You put onions. Onions. Onions is a blood thinner. You have high blood pressure. Whenever your blood is concentrated, it's thickened. When the blood that goes through your vein is not flowing the normal way. What I'm telling you is what the cardiologist told me. She told me, anytime your blood is thickened, like, pap, those of us that do pap, there are pap you put it up, it will take it down to come down. Some you do it, it will just flow. He said, anytime your blood is thickened, then you're a candidate for high blood pressure. Because the veins will find it difficult, the arteries, we find it difficult to transport that. And when it happens, you give extra pressure on your heart. You know what she told me? She said to me, Dr. Molisa, your heart is like Volkswagen. You know Volkswagen, Beetles. Your heart has the engine of a Volkswagen, but you are giving that heart the load of a trailer, the trailer that carries 40 feet containers. He said, will it work? You are overburdening the heart. I want to tell you what to do to unburden your heart. She said to me again, make sure you drink water. Anything that is in the bottle that is not water, you run away from it, because that thing contains sugar. It contains preservatives. If not, it will spoil. I don't know whether you are getting value from what I'm sharing with us this night. Please, if you are getting value, please can you help me and type a 7 on the chat box. Meanwhile, you are watching Dr.Favour, Afoma, and it's my pleasure that you are here tonight, because in 2023, we must be in charge. We must be intentional. That knee pain, that waist pain, that leg pain, that pounding headache, it must go. Thank you for your feedback. Then she told me again, you must learn how to do exercise. Exercise does not mean you run like Usain Bolt or play tennis like, what's that her name? This lady that is a known figure in long tennis, that tennis.
Serena Williams.
Serena Williams. She said, what you need is to walk. How many of you are walking? How many times do you walk in a week? She said, Dr. Molisa, you begin to walk for 30 to 45 minutes every day. If you can't make it every day, 5 times a week. If you can't make it 5 times, 4 times a week, but it must be 30 to 45 minutes every day. You won't have high blood pressure. Because the moment you are walking, every system, every organ, every cell in your body is doing something. Your heart is enjoying it, and your lungs are expanding. Because anytime you walk, you'll be breathing fast. Once your lung expands and you take in more oxygen, the blood carries the oxygen. So when the blood, why people get stroke? When they receive sufficient supply of blood to a particular side of their brain, that's when they have stroke. So these are things you can prevent. Is there anything difficult in what I'm sharing with us now? Have I told us now to go and climb Kilimanjaro mountain or Mount Everest? You can do brisk walk. You can just walk, normal walk, the way you do. You are gisting with somebody, you are walking. I'm telling you. You can do that in your house. You can do that in your yard. You can do that in your neighborhood. What I don't advocate is people going early in the morning to walk by themselves. I've seen people that were knocked down by that, or people raped, or people robbed. So you can go to a good place. You know, when we were growing up in Enugu there, we have parks and gardens where people do exercise, but now they build houses everywhere. Everywhere is filled with houses. She told me again, one of the things you should start doing is that you start watching the people in your space. You know, whenever I say it, some people may think Dr.Favour is always, he doesn't want people around. There are toxic people that anybody that will make your heart to skip, anybody that after discussing anything with you, instead of your spirit being lifted up, your spirit is down. That person is saying, no, around you. No matter who that person is. She told me to begin to look out for negative and toxic people. I tell people, don't go to everywhere. You are not meant to be everywhere. You go to only where you are celebrated. You see me, I don't go where I'm tolerated. I go to only the place and I celebrate people. So anybody that doesn't celebrate me, when she sees me, I don't go near her. What you look out for, I have found out lately, is competitors. There are people in your spaces, you don't know they are competing with you, competitors. You think they love you, but they are competing with you. Run away from such people, because such people, they are dangerous to your health. Now, what are the things that may cause or initiate disease? That's what I'm telling us. You see red meat. If you can, stop eating red meat. Some people will tell you that group O, that they can eat meat for Africa. It's not in this age and generation. The people that ate that meat at that time, they were hunters. What they expel is more than what they take in, because they will be in the farm. How many times have you gone to farm and you are consuming red meat? Chicken. You know chicken. You know chicken now, chicken. Some people, before chicken will be, they've taken the light. That's why I'm sweating again. Before chicken will be okay for you to eat it, it may be like 6 months, some 9 months. Now, do you know you can eat chicken in 4 weeks? 4 weeks, from that tiny chicken to that big blown chicken. How? Why? Hormones. So anytime you go to do gra at fast food and you bring chicken, I'm not saying once in a while, you may not take such things, but let it not be in your food. Excuse me. When people see that I eat without meat, before it wasn't, they don't understand it. I went to a wedding, 17th September last year. They brought abacha with a lot of vegetables. You know, this vegetable they call otaze. And I like to eat that abacha. So I took the abacha and they put fish there. I just used my spoon and I put it on the fish. It was as hard as this table. I pushed it aside. When I finished eating the abacha and the things there, I pushed it aside. You know what the boy, one of the waiters said, "Ma, you have not finished the food." I said, "I finished." He said, "But the fish is there." I said, "Yes, I don't want to eat it." The boy looked at me like this. If people don't begin to look at you anyhow, you have not started you have not started doing well. The cardiologist told me you have to jettison how people feel about you. It is about your health. And she told me to start doing what we call portion control. Portion control. You don't eat heavy meal per time. And you don't mix meal up and down. Some people, Igbos like us, they come to an event, they do banga soup with white rice. They do fufu with onubu soup. They do breadfruit. That's the rich of the male of the wealthy. Okwa, they call it okwa. They do sauce. You know that sauce, most of the things in the sauce, they're artificial. The thickener they used in that sauce is white flour. And the cardiologist told me, if you don't want to have your heart injured, run away from anything that has to do with white flour because they have been bleached. You can eat bread, you can eat oat bread, coconut bread. Do you know you can eat tiger nut bread? You can eat all these things. It was when I went to Healthy Living School with Tony Akinyemi, I then discovered that all these things, they are available even in Lagos here. There are health shops. There's something I brought here. I brought this thing to show us. I don't know why this thing is not showing you. You see this thing? It's a roll-on. And this roll-on, I looked at it, 100% healthy, all natural ingredients, no harsh chemicals. You know what they wrote here? Natural formula, no aluminum, no parabens. I never knew that you can injure your body by the things you put in your body. Since then, I stopped buying anything that has aluminum on it to put it on my body. This was got for me by a friend in US because she knew me. Anytime she goes, she said she was allowed when she entered the shop in the US and told them, I need aluminum-free roll-ons. They told her, they are the people. See many of them there. She said, yeah. She didn't know. You see, what you don't know may be the reason why you are coming down with what is happening to you. Now, the cardiologist told me again, you see, in life, things will come to you. Things will happen to you. You don't have control over things happening to you, but you have control over your reactions to those things. The way you react. You see, when people see me react in certain ways about certain things, some may think this woman is a hardened person. This woman, they do gra-gra. My dear, it was the advice the cardiologist gave me in 2013. It will be 10 years today. From that time, I met with the cardiologist, September 2013, till date, I've not taken a pill because she told me, if you do what I asked you to do, in 2 weeks, you will jettison all these drugs and you won't take them for life. And I have not taken any drug for high blood pressure. At times, my blood pressure will be high. When we were about going to Singapore, a friend of mine is here, Apostle Afoma. I called him. I said, Apostle, my blood pressure is high. I said, I won't travel again. He said, no. You go. That event will even make the high blood pressure, blood pressure to come down. And I went because we did a lot of walking. I was busy drinking water. People didn't know. Do you know, I didn't check. I went with my BP check. I didn't check it because when you are healthy, your body will let you know you are healthy. And anytime you are fatigued, the easiest way to come out of that quagmire is to take a rest. How often do you sleep? It's not about how long you sleep, but the quality of your sleep. And what enhances the quality of your sleep? The quality of your room and the quality of your bed. Many of us sleep in mattresses that were overly 20 years, they are still using the same mattress. Please check your mattresses. And if you're over 40 years, you use orthopedic mattress. And pillows, your pillows can expire. You use good pillows. And if you want not to have high blood pressure, you learn how to sleep without pillow. Or even if you sleep with pillow, let it be very, not this one that's like man mountain. Because when you are there is no alignment between your neck, your spine, and your legs. I don't know whether anybody is getting any value from me this night, because I want this video to always be short. We'll do it every time, but it will be short so that people don't stress themselves watching it. So if you are listening to me, my name is Dr.Favour Afoma. I'm not a medical doctor. When I finish speaking, people will come to me for diagnosis. I'll tell them, no, you can go to the doctor, you come back to me, I'll help you with lifestyle changes and dietary changes. Now, we did our uncooked food. I will end with this. What do we do when we do uncooked food? Because on the 1st of May, 2018, I woke up bloated. It was as if all my parts of my body were paining me. I said, God, I've been doing what you asked me to do. Why am I feeling this way? The Lord said, can you go without eating anything you cooked in your kitchen? I said, cooked in the kitchen. Said, anything cooked by fire, in fire, through fire, don't eat it. I said, what will I eat now? He said, anything that you can eat without cooking it. I want to declare to us, every cooked food is a dead food. Every cooked food is a dead food. Have you taken anything through fire and that thing is alive? Any food that when you cut it, it doesn't bleed, it's a dead food. And the Lord said to me, go and get mangoes, odala, avocado pear, cucumber, cabbage, all those things you can, lettuce, carrot. I went. He said you can blend some. That's why I tell you, the most important thing in your kitchen should not be your cooker. It should be your blenders, your grinders, your juice makers. So I did that. And he told me, go on air and encourage people to join you. And many people joined me. For the first time, I did not eat anything. I did not eat any cooked food for 14 days. I think somebody here had done for 30 days. I think in Jamaica is here. A woman shocked us this year. She did 7 days. And she will be posting on the group what she eats. She will post it because that's the beauty of being in that group. So I encourage you, because if you can't do uncooked food, you can't live a disciplined life. 2 things will mark you out. The people you associate with, the friends you keep, and the books you read. So who are you going to jettison in 2023? Let it not be business as usual. Let's go and eat issue. Let's go and drink this, and drink. Once in a while, you can take wine, but let it not be your own. I've done 14 days. Wow. Great. I tell you the truth. A woman that her menstruation did not come out for 2 years. She wasn't pregnant. She wasn't menstruating. She went to hospital, from hospital to the other, drugs. She did uncooked food. A day, 2 days, the menses came. Why? Toxins all over her body. So when we do uncooked food, like we take our vehicles to be charged, to be serviced, we service our bodies. That's why you sleep better. When you do it, you are less irritable. When you do it, your skin glows. Your skin glows. When you do it, you have clarity. When you do it, you are less irritable. When you do it, you see that you can achieve more with less time. It's not in the morning, you wake up in the morning, you are overly tired. So when I got bloated, the Lord told me, go. When I did that, he told me, call it uncooked food challenge, because it's a challenge. Many people can't. A woman here, I think she said, she did not know in her life that she can stay alive. She will not die if she did not eat. And you know what? Your system will just go like this. When you go to the toilet, if you sit there in the toilet to do, you are constipated. All your retained physics will just go like this. By the time you know it, you are light. you are light and you are happy, because there are certain hormones that your body releases when you feel good, like dopamine. These are feel-good hormones, and these are things that will elongate your life. Toxins will make you to age. It will give you wrinkles. Lack of water, dehydration will corrupt your body. Your kidneys will be at risk. So if you want to live a good life, make sure you live well and you exercise, and then you take vegetables. Vegetables are raw foods. Vegetables and fruits. Fruits are cleansers. You want to clean your environment. You cleanse your body with the fruits. You nourish it back with vegetable. So I've come to the end, because I don't want this video to be too long. But in closing, health does not flow from a bottle or a syringe. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Health does not flow from a bottle or a syringe. Instead, health is largely a product of lifelong decisions and choices we make every day. What I'm enjoying now is the life I've lived for the past 2 years. If I want to enjoy same, I will begin to live it today. So what choices, what seeds do you want to sow into your health? What seed are you sowing into your future? What seed do you want to sow into your family? Because when you are sick, everybody in your family is down. They are frowning. They are worried. They are worried for you. They are worried for your health. But when you are up and doing, when you are in the morning, you dress up, you come, everybody is happy. Don't you know that happiness is contagious? So I will leave us with this. He who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn is the illiterate of this 21st century. But he who cannot read or write is illiterate of other centuries. What we need is more education and not more medication, because knowledge is the best principle. This is a quote from Reverend Tony Akinyemi. And with that, I come to the end of today's episode. This is our episode 172. And the program is Great Life with Dr. Afoma, and it airs every Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. And by God's grace, you can also see the previous episodes on YouTube. All thanks to my daughter who made it possible. So I hope I have not wasted your time. I thank you so very much for your time and attention. And my sincere prayer is that we live good health. We live great health, because great life is possible. My name once again is Dr. Afoma Favour, and I'm reaching you live from Lagos State, Nigeria. God bless you so very much, and have a fantastic week ahead. I don't know, anybody has 1 or 2 things to contribute, the floor is yours. Thank you, and God bless you. You can also reach me on my Facebook page, Afoma Molisa. We have a whole lot to do this year. Don't be left behind, because together we achieve more. It's not about a showmanship. We encourage one another to live healthier. God bless you, and thank you for joining me. If you have anything to share with us, can you unmute yourself and say 1 or 2 things? Thank you so very much, and God bless you. So next week we'll continue from where I stopped. Please don't miss it. Don't miss any dates. So, in the absence of anybody contributing, thank you so much. I love you. I sincerely thank you for all of you that are joining me in prayers. I appreciate that so, so much. And I tell you, it will end in praise, because God cannot be mocked. Thank you, and have a pleasant night rest. Bye.
Good night, Doc. Thank you.